so fine, 'cause I gotta cry to stay. I can't leave you alone, 'cause I gotta crush.
Thank you, Senator Obama, for coming to visit us. We're really pulling for you out here in the Bay Area.
Thank you.
I'm a big supporter and a vocal supporter, and the biggest issue that I constantly hear brought up about you is the lack of experience, the inexperience
Right.
issue, and I hear it amongst my friends, you read about it in the press, I'm sure you've had to answer lots of questions about it. Without getting into, or frankly, I guess you can, but without getting into whether experience makes a difference or not, but what are you actually going to do to address this perceived weakness and allow a lot of voters that want to get behind you and
Right.
want to support you to get past this issue of inexperience?
Right. Well, look, first of all, Sergey and Larry didn't have a lot of experience starting a Fortune 100 company. And I suppose when they came in and were talking to Dave Drummond about incorporating Google, he could have said, these guys don't know what they're doing. But what we're looking for, I believe, when it comes to leadership, is judgment, vision, character. And that's what I bring to bear in this race. I have the experience of bringing people together to get things done that I would put up against any candidate in this race. When I was in Illinois, I expanded health care to Illinoisans by getting Democrats and Republicans to agree and work together. We were able to reform a death penalty system that was broken by getting law enforcement and civil rights advocates to agree on things that people said were impossible, but I was able to get it done. Partly because I'm pretty good at listening to people and finding common ground. I've also got the ability to stand up for what I believe in, even when it's unpopular, which I think is the quality that the next president has to provide. I mean, part of the reason I was opposed to the war in Iraq back in 2002 when George Bush was at 65%. I didn't just stumble into that. It was based on having thought through what the consequences would be, understanding that I was running in a U.S. Senate race and I might lose my race. But I thought that it was important to speak out forcefully on what I believed in. I think that's what the next president has to offer. And I know how to choose talent and get smart people around me who are capable and independent and bring together a variety of different points of views and then set a vision and move in the same direction. That, more than anything, is what we need. We're not looking for a chief operating officer when we select a president. What we're looking for is somebody who will chart a course and say, here's where America needs to go. Here's how we need to solve our energy crisis. Here's how we need to revamp our education system, and then gather the talent together and mobilize that talent to achieve that goal and to inspire a sense of hope and possibility. So one way to answer this question is to say, look, the guy's been in public service for 20 years. He's a constitutional law professor. He was a civil rights lawyer. He did X, Y, and Z in the state legislature. He's done all these wonderful things in the United States Senate. But I think the main way to respond is to say, this is all about judgment and character. And also, I think, a little sense of impatience. Because part of the reason I'm running is I'm impatient with the status quo. And what we've seen out of Democrats and Republicans, what we've seen from Democrats and Republicans is a certain willingness to tolerate what I consider to be an intolerable status quo. And I think the American people feel that same frustration. So, thank you.
Baby, you're the best candidate. I like it when you get hot on Hillary in debate. Won't you pick up your phone? 'Cause I gotta